Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tracks and Takeaways podcast. I'm Maya Ellison. Big news this week in the world of pop and R&B. Janet Jackson has signed a long-term publishing deal with Believe, bringing her full songwriting catalog, all 11 studio albums from her 1982 debut through 2015's Unbreakable, under Believe's publishing division. Today, we're breaking down what that actually means for Janet's music, her legacy, and for you as a fan. With me is Dr. Andre Cole, music business scholar and former label publishing exec. Andre, hi, and thanks for joining.
Hey Maya, great to be here. Wow, Janet and Believe. That's a big move. I grew up on this catalog, so I'm excited to dig in.
All right, let's set the stage quickly. Janet's signing covers 11 albums, from her early self-titled record in 1982 to Control in the mid-'80s, the revolutionary Rhythm Nation 1814, then Janet, The Velvet Rope, All For You, and up to Unbreakable in 2015. But first, we should explain the basics. What does publishing mean in plain language? Andre, can you walk us through it?
Sure. Publishing is the business of the songs themselves, the composition and lyrics. Think the melody, the words, the chords. Those are publishing. That's separate from the master recording, which is the actual recorded performance you hear on Spotify or the CD. Publishing collects money whenever the song is played, radio, streaming payouts that go to songwriters and publishers, live performances, and syncs, which are uses in film, TV, ads, video games, you name it. So when Janet signs a publishing deal, she's partnering on the rights and management of the underlying songs across her career.
Right. And for listeners, that can mean new ways we hear Janet's music in other places, because a publisher is often the one pitching tracks from movies, shows, or commercials. But why does it matter that this deal is with Believe? They're known for a modern, tech-forward approach to distribution and rights. Andre?
Exactly. Believe is a digital-first global company. Their strength is worldwide royalty collection, data-driven catalog optimization, and global sync outreach. In the streaming era, that matters. They have systems and partnerships that can surface Janet's songs to new listeners in markets that weren't as accessible in the pre-streaming world. Plus, they tend to leverage analytics to identify sync opportunities, like pairing a specific Janet track with a TV scene or a commercial that suddenly sends streams spiking. So it's not just administrative, it's strategic marketing and legacy care.
Let's walk through the arc of Janet's catalog here, because this deal is covering the whole story, not just a slice. I mean, her breakthrough with Control in 1986 changed pop music. The empowerment theme, the choreography, the videos. Rhythm Nation 1814 was both a chart juggernaut and socially conscious. And then Janet and the later albums pushed boundaries sonically and visually. Andre, when you look at her songs as assets, which moments stand out as especially valuable for syncs or reintroductions?
So many. From a sync perspective, different songs serve different needs. Control tracks are pure late 80s empowerment. They work well in coming-of-age sequences, sports montages, ads celebrating independence. Rhythm Nation songs carry weight for thematic storytelling around social justice or period pieces set in the late 80s and early 90s. Then you have Janet tracks like That's the Way Love Goes and Again. Those are timeless ballads that music supervisors love for emotional scenes. And Janet's later experimentation, tracks with more atmospheric production, fit modern indie or high-end drama placements. The catalog's diversity is a huge strength.
Totally. And it's easy to forget how many distinct eras she created. Okay, back to basics for a second. Listeners sometimes conflate publishing with masters. So if Janet signs her publishing with Believe, does that mean Believe owns the recordings, like the versions we grew up with?
Good question. Not necessarily. Publishing deals govern the songs, the compositions. Masters are a separate right. In some cases, an artist's master rights are still held by a label or the artist themselves. This announcement is about publishing, so it's about who's handling the songs, not the original recordings. That said, having publishing consolidated under one partner can make it far easier to clear things for remixes, reissues, or new uses, even if another company owns the masters.
So, no surprise that financial terms weren't disclosed. We can't talk about dollar figures, but we can talk about structure and benefits. Andre, what does a modern, long-term publishing contract usually give an artist besides royalty collection? What are the strategic perks?
In today's market, beyond collection and admin, which is crucial because global rights are messy, you get active catalog management. That includes pitching for syncs, creating replacement or localization strategies in new markets, data-driven marketing to drive playlists and micro-campaigns, possibly funding for creative projects tied to the catalog, and sometimes support for archival releases, box sets, or anniversary campaigns. A long-term arrangement signals a commitment to cultivate and grow the song's commercial prospects for years.
And why would Janet do this now? Is this just about money, or is there a larger legacy strategy?
It's both. There's a broad rights optimization trend right now. Everyone's seen catalogs sell and generate long-term passive income. But for an artist of Janet's stature, this is also legacy stewardship. Consolidating publishing rights with a partner who understands digital-first global strategies increases the chance her songs will be used thoughtfully, that royalties are collected efficiently worldwide, and that her catalog reaches younger listeners. It's about protecting and amplifying the creative work.
And yeah, we've seen other legacy artists reconfigure rights in recent years, but Janet's move is notable because it covers her entire catalog across decades with one partner. That gives Believe a full runway to plan decade-spanning campaigns. I want to ask about sync opportunities. Do you think this makes a Janet biopic or documentary more likely to use her own songs? Because that's something fans always worry about.
Potentially, yes. If a single publisher represents the full songwriting catalog, licensing becomes simpler from a clearance standpoint. You don't need to negotiate with multiple publishers for different songs. That reduces friction for filmmakers and showrunners. That said, even with one publishing partner, master clearance may still be needed from other rights holders. But overall, consolidation reduces legal complexity and can speed up negotiations, which helps when someone wants to license a suite of songs for a film or series.
Listeners, imagine a streaming series or a major documentary that can more easily weave Janet's songs across episodes without a dozen different clearances. That could be powerful. I want to switch gears and talk about fans and the music itself. Practically, what might we notice in the next few years because of this deal?
Expect 3 things. 1. More curated presences. Playlists, officially remastered classics, maybe new packaging for anniversaries. 2. Increased sync usage in TV, films, games, and ad campaigns, which will make her songs show up in places younger audiences watch and play. 3. Possible collaborations and sanctioned remixes, because clearer publishing rights make it easier to rework songs legally. All of these can revitalize streaming numbers and royalties.
I'd add a strategic partner can help push particular songs into spotlight moments tied to cultural anniversaries, say the 35th anniversary of Rhythm Nation or Control. Imagine exclusive releases, maybe unreleased demos or curated box sets timed with interviews or museum exhibits. That's exciting.
Absolutely. And because Believe has analytics muscle, they can identify unexpected song lift opportunities, like how older tracks sometimes go viral on TikTok. If a snippet from a Janet song starts trending, the publisher can quickly capitalize by promoting the full track, clearing sample requests, or pushing it for sync placement.
Let's give people a few examples to picture this. Take Rhythm Nation's title track. It's cinematic, militaristic, socially charged, perfect for a period drama or a powerful montage in a political film. Or again, that ballad, you hear that in a season finale and you're crying. That's the kind of emotional work publishers sell to supervisors. Andre, any sync stories from your exec days that help illustrate this?
Yeah, I once worked on a campaign where a single, soulful ballad from the 90s was licensed for a primetime show. After the episode aired, the artist saw a huge spike in streams and then a renewed interest from younger artists who wanted to interpolate that chorus. That leads to new revenue, both sync fees and downstream streaming, and sometimes opens doors to reissues or deluxe editions. A proactive publisher plans for those ripple effects.
Mm-hmm. And as Janet's catalog gets lifted into new spaces, it also means new conversations about her artistic importance, not just the hits, but the deep cuts. I want to talk briefly about the cultural significance here. Janet is a central figure in Black pop and R&B history. Control over how her songs are used matters culturally, not just commercially. Andre?
Right. Stewardship matters. A thoughtful publisher will protect the artist's intent, try to avoid inappropriate placements that distort the song's meaning. For an artist like Janet, who has songs tied to social commentary as well as intimacy, that sensitivity is important. Ideally, the deal isn't just about extracting value, it's about curating legacy.
So, to wrap up, quick recap for listeners. 1. Publishing covers songwriting rights, not necessarily the recorded masters. 2. Believe is a global, tech-forward partner that can collect royalties, pitch syncs, and introduce Janet's catalog to younger markets. 3. This deal could mean more Janet in TV, film, ads, remixes, curated releases, and maybe even easier clearance for a potential biopic soundtrack. 4, and importantly, it's a legacy move, consolidating rights to protect and grow the catalog for years to come.
And I'll add, for fans, it's a reason to revisit those albums: Control, Rhythm Nation 1814, Janet, The Velvet Rope, All For You, Unbreakable, and listen for the breadth of Janet's songwriting. This deal opens doors for creative uses that could remind the world how influential her music still is.
Amen. All right, Andre, one quick, fun question to close. Which Janet track do you think could blow up on a platform like TikTok if Believe leaned into it?
I'd say, if by chance... Wait, actually, That's the Way Love Goes has a groove that could become a slow dance trend, but also Rhythm Nation's percussion could drive choreography clips, so either nostalgic slow dance or high-energy dance challenges. Both are wins.
I can see both now. Okay, everyone, thanks for listening. If you loved this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and go queue up Janet's Control and Rhythm Nation 1814, and maybe pick a deep cut to rediscover. Andre, thanks for unpacking this with me.
Thanks, Maya. Always a pleasure. And listeners, keep an ear out. I predict we'll be hearing Janet in places we haven't for a while.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Tracks and Takeaways. See you next week, and we'll keep tracking the deals that shape the music you love. Bye for now.